at the US Open Juniors by entering the quarterfinals. It's time to go all out for today's top sports stories. I'm Andre Felix, and this is Sports Says. The San Miguel Beermen are once again kings of the PBA Philippine Cup. Not only is this a significant triumph for the franchise after 3 years, it's also a breakthrough for some players who can now finally call themselves champions of the all-Filipino conference. And now joining us for an all-out conversation are Simon Enciso and Jericho Cruz. Well, Simon, we're trying to get him online. So let's start with Jericho. Brother, good morning. Nakatulog ka ba or hindi ka pa natutulog? Congratulations sa'yo.
Morning, brother. Just want to thank you for having me here.
Always.
Sa show mo.
Alam mo ba, isang karangalan na makausap ang Jericho Cruz. Hindi kita kinukuking. Hindi, alam mo naman, nagbibiruan tayo, naman nagme-message tayo, and you've been celebrating. And sabi ko nga, ano yun? Deserving. Well-deserved yun, Je. Grabe yung pinagdaanan ninyo. Pero ikaw mismo muna, unahin kita dahil si Simon is still trying to log back in. It's been 6 years nung huli kang nanalo ng championship sa PBA. 2016, rain or shine yun, sa Commissioner's Cup. Sina Yengia, Coach Yeng. Tama, di ba? Tapos ito yung first all-Filipino title. And sabi ng mga ibang players, na iba talaga ang pakiramdam pag nanalo ka ng all-Filipino. Siyempre, walang import, parang mas mas prestigious. Sabi mo din, iba din talaga dun sa interview after mo nanalo. Pakikwento bakit iba at special at talagang pag nanalo ng all-Filipino parang masasabi mo nang nag-champion ako sa all-Filipino sa PBA.
Well, kasi bro, yung all-Filipino kasi, yun nga, sabi mo, walang import eh. So, as in, local sa local lang to eh. So, yun yung
Well, we're having some. Okay, we're gonna try to get Jericho Cruz back on the line. We're just having some technical difficulties with Jericho Cruz. As you can hear, the audio keeps on repeating, but we'll see if we can bring Jericho Cruz back online. And as well as Simon and Enciso, two guys who have won their first all-Filipino conference titles with San Miguel last Sunday, Game 7, when they took down TNT Tropang Giga. And we'll take a quick break. Do we have Jericho and Simon back? Not yet. We will have to take a really quick break, but we promise when we return, we'll have Jericho Cruz and Simon and Enciso live on the show online. Stay tuned to Sports Says, where we go all out for today's top sports stories. We'll be right back, only here on CNN Philippines. Sports Desk only here on CNN Philippines. And our guests today, Simon Enciso and Jericho Cruz, first-time PBA Philippine Cup champions of the San Miguel Beermen, defeating TNT Tropang Giga in Game 7 last Sunday. Okay, gentlemen, can you hear me clearly now? Simon?
Yeah, I can hear you guys.
There you go.
I can hear you.
Jet, okay tayo?
pero hindi kita makita eh.
Okay lang kahit di mo ako makita, basta importante narinig mo ako, ayusin natin yan. Jet, nasan ka? Nawala ka kanina. My first question to you was, Jericho, na gaano katamis? At sabi mo nga, di ba, special to. Sabi mo, walang import. Tuloy mo yung sagot mo dun sa una kong tanong sa'yo kanina.
Oh, yun nga, sabi ko sa'yo, di ba, yung championship namin na to, it's very special sa amin, mga players. Siyempre, walang import. Yung Filipino pride nandito eh. Siyempre, di naman katulad na may mga import na may aasahan tayo. Well, pwede naman siguro natin sabihin na import si Junmar. Pero Filipino pa rin yun.
sinasabi nga ng mga fans, import si Junmar, import si CJ Perez. But pareho naman, lahat naman local. Kaya nga all Filipino eh. Simon, I'll ask you the same thing, but you've been in the PBA for 7 years now. This is your first title ever in the PBA. You've been from team to team. I remember talking to you, and we were joking about this, that every time you get traded or you transfer to a different team, I have you on the show, right? And I thank you for that because you always answer my calls. You were with NLEX, I got to talk to you. You're with Phoenix, I got to talk to you. Alaska, TNT, Blackwater, and San Miguel. And you were sent to San Miguel in exchange for Alex Cabagnot. At that point in time, I remember you saying, I want to get a championship to San Miguel. I want to help them get a championship. So was there like pressure, or back then, did you see yourself already in this position back then when you were traded to SMB?
I knew that there was a big possibility that I would be winning championships, but winning this one is real different because this is my first. Like you said, I've been in the league for 7 years. I've been traded to top teams, lower tier teams, if you want to say, or, rebuilding teams. And I've been super close a couple of times, but just never made it over the hump. And to finally make it over the hump is truly a blessing. I'm sure. I think Jericho won one already, but this is also his first Philippine Cup, so I'm sure it's very special to him too as well. But in my whole life, like, I'd never won a state championship or like a national championship or nothing in college or nothing like that. So this right here really means a lot. And to win it with my brothers, super crazy. It's still surreal. I'm still in awe. I'm still in shock. And yeah, man, it's just a great feeling to be called a champ.
Yeah, and you knocking down shots. Look at you. When you're on a roll, when you're hitting those shots, it's over. It's game over. And just you and Marshall out there, it's like watching a local version of the Splash Brothers. And then you add this guy, Jericho Cruz, who does everything. Plays hard-nosed defense on the other end, then does all the right things on the offensive end. Ikaw ba, nung kinuha ka nung March, that was towards the end of the Governor's Cup, free agent, na pick up ka nga ng SMB, nalala ko, calling you. May pressure ba on your part dahil SMB yung papasukan mo eh? Na kaya ka nga dinala dito para matulungan sila mag-championship. It's like championship or bust. Ganun ba yung nasa isip mo nun?
Well, bro, to be honest with you, lahat naman ng team na pinupuntahan ko, there's pressure. Like I always told Simon na pagdating ko sa San Miguel na, bro, I've never had this hate before in my life for like coming here. Talagang sinasabi nila na, oh, bro, you don't belong in San Miguel. What are you gonna do there? You're not gonna play. Kasi ang daming mga star players, mga ganun-ganun. So ang daming mga sinasabi sa akin.
Right.
But I took that as a fuel and as a motivation, and yun lang yung kan ko eh. Kumbaga, I had to bring my A game every game na to prove them na I belong here, na di nagkamali sila Boss Al, sila Boss Arce sa pagkuha sa akin. So yun yung motivation ko talaga, yung mga bad comments about me.
Yeah, and I think getting Simon Enciso and Jericho Cruz, in my opinion, ng San Miguel. Kasi nasanay tayo with Arwin Santos, Alex Cabagnot, yung kumbaga, yung Death Five nga, di ba? But getting guys who have chips on their shoulders. Na sabi, I don't know if everyone knows this, but Jericho is always the earliest in the gym, or almost always. And then Simon is also early in the practice facility. So now, do you guys feel vindicated? Or it doesn't matter at all, Simon, what other people think, as long as you guys got the job done and you got SMB the title?
I think it's vindication for us. I don't think it's vindication for anybody who doubted us, or like Jericho said, it's more we use that, like we hear that, we see that, like they send us messages or whatever, or we see it on posts or whatever, even sometimes commentators or whatever. It's like we hear that, we see that, we watch. I'm sure Jericho watches every game after win or loss. We watch the game. We try to make sure we fix our mistakes and our wrongs so we don't do it again the next game. And we use all of that as fire. And by the time we made it to the finals, Game 7, we just poured it all out on the floor, man. And like I said, it's just a great feeling to call ourselves a champion. Like Jericho said, thank you to Boss Al and Boss Arce for, giving us the opportunity and chance to, show them that they made the right decisions.
It wasn't easy. The road wasn't easy. I was talking to your teammates, Rodney Brondial, CJ Perez, even Coach Leo, Marshall, Chris, the Kraken, Junmar. And TNT really will not just hand you that all-Filipino title on a silver platter. And it went into a highly competitive Game 7. Simon, you knocked down 20 points in Game 6, and you said that you play like it's Game 7 every day. And you had 12 points, crucial points in
Right.
Game 7. Is there something like playing against TNT, because you played for them, is there like some beef or extra motivation for you? Because ironically, you played with TNT, you're playing against them in a 7-game final series. They're the defending champs of the All-Filipino Conference. Was there any extra like cargo against TNT?
Did I use that for a competitive edge? You bet I did. To get traded, so they could get Mikey, and Mikey's one of my bros, so I'm always gonna be loving to compete against him and Jason. They're one of the two best backcourts in the league right now. So, but yeah, I definitely use that as a competitive edge. But my coaches and my teammates that I play with, man, there ain't no hard feelings. But I definitely use that in the back of my mind for a competitive edge.
Nabanggit nga ni Simon, Je, na loaded tong TNT. You also played for TNT, so I'm sure meron ka din yung sinasabi nga ni Simon na extra kargado ka, di ba? Na mas you're motivated, that competitive edge. But how was it like playing? Because you two, in my opinion, we know Chris Ross is one of the most elite PBA defenders, and then you add a Simon Enciso, who's been guarding Mikey Williams. And then you have Jericho Cruz, also an elite defender. Je, kamusta bantayan yung R.R. Pugoy na parang above 20 points siya in how many games? And then Mikey Williams nga was there. You were able to contain him in a couple of games. And then the resurgence of Jason Castro, who's like playing na nasa Gilas pa siya, o PCU pa siya, na batang-bata ulit. Je.
Well, para sa akin, bro, sobrang hirap din kasi alam naman natin yung playing time nila matagal eh. So, yung kumpiyansa nila andon, parang alam yun. Pero I have to give credit to this one guy, Simon. I've never thought talagang na ganyan siya kagaling tumipensa eh. Talagang dito ko nakita sa series na talagang he held his own eh, against Mikey. Talagang doon ako napaisip niya, ang galing pala nito ni Simon talaga tumipensa. Tapos pag lumabas pa si Simon, nandiyan si Chris Ross. I'm saying this, bro. It's real talk. Then paglabas niya, siyempre nandiyan si Chris Ross. So parang yung jump ko against Mikey, parang wala. Di ako masyadong pressure kay Mikey kasi alam ko nandiyan si Chris at si Simon eh. Pero with Pugoy and kay Jason, talaga yun yung focus ko, kaso nga lang talagang magaling din talaga sila eh. Elite offensive player din eh. So parang you can't stop a man like that. Pero ang kan ko lang talaga is just to contain and give them hard looks. Yun lang yung kan ko talaga.
You want to say anything?
You did your job, my brother.
Simon, you want to react to
sir.
that? You want to react to what Jericho just said?
Nah, man, I appreciate it, man. Jericho can attest, man. I put a lot of work in each and every day. He sees me on the court, whether it's in the morning or after. And he knew, how much I wanted this championship. So thank you, Jet, for the kind words, bro. And, I love you. And like I said, I'm just glad that we're champions, man. All that hard work paid off, man.
Woo! And more of this brotherly love and championship conversation with first-time All-Filipino Cup champions Simon Enciso and Jericho Cruz. We will have to take a quick timeout. Gentlemen, please stay where you are. Our conversation will continue only here on Sports Desk on CNN Philippines. Stay tuned. Thank you for joining us here on Sports Desk only on CNN Philippines. Our guests today, Simon Enciso and Jericho Cruz, first-time PBA Philippine Cup champs, with the San Miguel Beermen, of course, defeating TNT Tropang Giga, the reigning champs, kicking them out of the mountaintop in Game 7 last Sunday. We all know that San Miguel, when we talk about SMB, it's a loaded lineup, napakalakas. You have you can form 2 or 3 starting fives with that lineup. But after several injuries, Chris Ross or Marshall Lassiter yesterday, they told me your mentality is that next man up. Terrence Romeo has been out the whole conference. Chris Ross went down, unfortunately, early in the conference. Vic Manuel was also sidelined. As one of those guys who needed to step up, Simon, what was it like to play alongside and just, listen to and see how these guys work, veterans and champions like Chris Ross, Marshall Lassiter, see Kraken there, and like what they said, they needed you to step up.
Well, like I told you before when I first got traded here, it's a lot easier to be playing with them than to be playing against them.
Yeah.
So to see them and like be able to get advice from C. Ross on the side as I'm playing really helped me out this conference. And I think that was huge, just, his leadership and, and June Mar's leadership every time, we're down, telling us to keep our heads up and just keep moving forward. We're going to win this game. All those words matter, man, when people are down and we're going through rough times. So big ups to those big three that, just kept it going and just kept us all in positive mind states.
Je, naglaro ka na for Coach Leo sa Adamson. Ano yung pinagkaibahan ngayon? Yung syempre nanalo kayo ng title ni Rodney, di ba? Ano yung pinagkaiba ni Coach Leo? Because even Chris Ross mentioned to me yesterday on the show, he said, ngayon Coach Leo daw gives more freedom to him, to the players. Naramdaman mo din ba yun? Ano yung pinagkaiba ni Coach Leo, coaching style-wise dito?
Ngayon medyo bumait nga si Coach eh. He lets us play lang. Di ka talaga sa Adamson na medyo talagang talaga sa sayo. Parang on you palagi eh. Talagang you have to do this, do that. Pero dito talagang hinahayaan lang kami as a player eh. Pag nagkamali kami, ayun, pabawi lang kami, mga ganun. So, I'm just happy to be able to be playing with Coach Leo again eh.
Mm-hmm.
Tsaka ito, special moment namin na nag-champion kami ngayon. Ito yung mga moments na hindi ko makakalimutan.
And talagang tuwan-tuwa nga naman talaga si Coach Leo nung dinala ka at si Rodney dito dahil parang kumaga may security blanket niya siya dahil alam niya kung paano na kayo maglaro eh. Pag-usapan naman natin si big man, Mar Fajardo. He's the most dominant, arguably, even analysts say he's the GOAT, the greatest of all time in the PBA, but he's just one of the nicest, Simon. And I'm sure even Jericho would agree, di ba, walang masamang tinapay. And he has been through a lot. Itong si Mar with the loss of his mother, that injury, and people doubted, kaya ba ni Mar bumalik in Mar form? Simon, can you just talk to me about Mar? And what was it like to play alongside the Kraken? That you have a Mar Fajardo there, just throw it down low, who can dominate any opponent on a single coverage, or can kick it out. He has that basketball IQ. And then add that three-pointer to his arsenal now, that step-back three as well, yeah. Simon. It's like shooting like you.
Yeah, that Dame Lillard step-back. I think he was watching me before practice one of those days.
Yeah, but talk about yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
Man, Mar was huge, bro. Like, I've never played with a player like him. So to play with someone like him and his personality, he's such a great guy, cracks jokes. And the biggest thing for me was, he scores and he's a willing passer and stuff like that, but I knew how much this championship meant for him. Like you said, the loss of his mother, all the stuff that he's been through with his leg and all that, like to see him back on top and back with the best player of the conference, MVP, all that stuff, like, man, it's just a testament to all his hard work for coming back and, doing what he did. Yeah. I mean, you guys seen what he did, semifinals, finals. I mean, throughout the whole conference, he was just back to normal, pretty much. So I'm glad to see my brother back on top and hopefully win some more championships.
That's what Chris Ross also said. Let's win more titles. Je, ikaw naman, naalala ko nag-usap tayo, nagkaroon ng point dito sa eliminations. Sabi ko, Je, nakikipagsabayan ka kay Junmar sa scoring. Parang 25 points. Si Junmar, 25 ka din, 30, sinasabayan mo. Di ba? Nag-usap ba kayo ni Abay noon? Nag-usap ba kayo ni Abay nung mga panahon na yun? Ano sinasabi niya sa'yo na sinasabayan mo ako sa scoring? Tuloy mo lang.
Di naman. Yung ano ko kay Junmar talaga, bro, yung work ethics niya eh. Talagang kasi we work out together palagi. Ako, siya, si Rodney, si Vic. Usually 4 kami palagi nagkakasama. Iba yung work ethics ni Junmar talaga. Talagang gusto niya yung may papatunayan ulit siya this conference. Yun nga, nagbunga, nag-champion kami. Pero iba talaga. Nakikita ko sa kanya na kahit alam mo yung may game kami the next day, talagang nag-iaya pa yan na mag-workouts kala Coach Aldo sa The Grindhouse.
Grindhouse, yeah. Anong plano niyo ibigay? Sorry. Tuloy mo, Jet.
Ano?
Anong plano niyo ibigay? Hindi ko alam kung narinig niyo. I don't know if you've heard it already, Simon, but ever since we had Coach Leo, Rodney, and CJ on the show, sabi ni Rodney, kasi di ba binigyan, Rodney Brandial gave Mar Fajardo a poodle. Diba? A cute poodle si Chewy. And then tinanong ko si Vic Manuel that same night, I think that was Tuesday, sabi ko, Vic, anong bibigay mo? Wala akong aso eh. Sabi niya, kalapate, marami daw siya. Pigeons, Simon. Vic will give pigeons. And then Mo Tautua said, we had a bet with Junmar, he will shave his beard off. Junmar will shave his beard off. And then Chris Ross yesterday said, I will give him a big hug. And then Marshall Lassiter said, he can babysit for my 10 children, not just 5 children, anytime at his house. Je, ikaw, anong ibibigay mo? Simon, Simon, you go first. What are you planning to give the big fella?
I mean, what do you give someone that, pretty much has it all? You know what I mean? I think I might go with the same as C. Ross. I might give him a big hug and then take him out to dinner or something.
Yeah, take him out to steak dinner.
Yeah.
Jet, ikaw, ano bigay mo kay Abay?
Siyempre, palagi ko ito niloloko si Abay. Sabi ko, hanapan kita ng girlfriend. Hanapan ko ayun.
Ay, tingin ko yun yung pinakapanalo. Doon matutuwa si Abay pag binigyan mo siya ng girlfriend. Para tas biglang, di ba, mag-settle down. We still have some time left. Short break. You guys have a short break before the Commissioner's Cup. Because the challenge is, I told all your teammates, even Coach Leo, challenge ko for SMB is to get that Grand Slam. I know it's not easy. You just won a Filipino Cup title again, but that's not easy, winning a Grand Slam. But that's a challenge to SMB. And sabi ni Junmar, mahirap, but it's not impossible. Simon, how do you like your team's chances on winning the Commissioner's Cup and hopefully all the conferences this season? Because so far, so good for you guys.
I mean, I like our chances. If we could stay healthy and keep going on the same road that we're going on, like Junmar said, it's not impossible. So that would be great. We're just going to take it one game at a time. But, yeah, that would be nice.
Je, ikaw, kaya ba ng SMB mag-commissioners and then hopefully sa governors at mag-Grand Slam? Kasi yun na lang yung parang kulang sa SMB eh.
Siyempre, ano ba sabihin ko? Siyempre, of course, we're gonna try and win it. Di ba? So, yun nga, na-start na namin to by winning champion all-Filipino. So, talagang sana sunod-sunod na rin ito. Basta like what Simon said, talagang basta healthy kami lahat, we have a chance every game, every conference. Basta healthy lang kami lahat.
May balita ba kayo sa import, Je? Simon, do you know if you guys have an import already? Can you give me a name?
Not sure yet. They haven't said anything.
Je?
Wala din akong idea eh. Ako nga, excited nga ako ma-meet siya eh. Pero we'll see. Parang next week ata siya.
Next week
Wala din pala.
Well, I asked Chris Ross, sabi ni Chris Ross, wake me up pagdating ng playoffs, that's when he will play because he needs time to recover his body. Sa playoffs na daw maglalaro si Chris Ross ulit, Je. Well, maraming salamat sa inyong dalawa.
Playoff Ross.
Congratulations to both of you. I'll see you again. Let's speak. I know we talked, Simon. Thank you, man. Happy for you. You know that, sincerely. Je, masaya din
Thank
ako
you,
para
brother.
sa iyo, sa pamilya mo. Thank you so much. Congratulations sa inyong dalawa and for taking time. Maraming salamat. Gumising kayo ng maaga, Jericho, ha? Thank you again. That was Simon Enciso, Jericho Cruz. First time PBA Philippine Cup champions, of course, with the San Miguel Beermen.
Yes, sir.